not waiting either.
Yeah, please do take this one.
Every head
The right one,
counts, is that
Fred's
what
in the
you're telling
way.
us?
Call to order this call to order this regular meeting of the Town of Superior Planning Commission, March 16th, 2010. We will call the meeting to order. Phyllis, will you call the roll, please?
Sure. Chairperson John Craycraft.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Jason Hinkle. Commissioners Cliff Olson.
Here.
Paul Sargent here. James McGinnis. Bob McCool. Craig Prestisator. Rochelle Ripmaster.
Here.
Tom Rickett.
Here.
Assistant Town Manager Matt Nadley.
Here.
Planner Fred Fox.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Item 3, we'll move on for public comment on consent agenda and non-agenda items. Seeing there's no public to comment,
No public to the hearing.
we will move on to item 4, the consent agenda, approval of the January 19th, 2010 minutes and the February 2nd, 2010 minutes. The chair would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, we just have to do a motion.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner
Second.
Whitmaster, second by Commissioner Polson. Any discussion?
No?
Seeing none, all in favor?
No.
We were just approving the consent agenda. Okay. All opposed? None unanimous? Well, I guess it's unanimous now that cool. Mr. Prestisator and arrived. We just approved the minutes, so we're already on item. Actually, we're done with item 4 already. So don't blink, or you might miss this one.
Yeah.
And we'll move on to item 5, new business, public hearing approving the minor subdivision case MSUB 2010-1. Let's see, is there proof of publication?
Did you open it? I
Okay,
wasn't.
we'll open the public hearing. Is there proof of publication?
Yes, there is.
There's no applicant per se, unless the town is technically the applicant, is the owner of the property, right? So you have a presentation.
Yeah. We have a minor subdivision. I have the Menkik property, also known as the Biela Menkik property. It's in total, it's an 80-acre piece of property. The minor subdivision for tonight is just on the Menkik property, which is roughly 46 acres. This particular piece of property was originally had a minor subdivision in 2002. It created 2 lots, Lot 1 and Lot 2. The Lot 1 was created back in 2002 for the current ice facility. It was originally just under 2 acres in size, Lot 1 was, and Lot 2 made up the remainder of the Menkik property.
Hey, Matt, just for everyone's information, this is the new plan.
Right.
So this is the new proposed platted.
Right.
lot.
What you're looking at here is minor subdivision of the Menkik property, filing number 2. It's also called the Ice House subdivision. And right here is Lot 1. The current Boulder Valley Hockey Foundation building sits roughly right about here. And then this is Lot 2. The Biela property, which is just to the east and south, was subdivided back in 2005. That created 2 lots also. Lot 1 was created so that George Menkik, the property owner here, could, at some point in the future, buy that piece of property so that he could develop it as a senior living project. as part of the town center. And then Lot 2 was created, which would remain in the ownership of Dick Biella. The property that we're talking about tonight is filing 2 of the Ice House subdivision, which is this. It's also the Menkik property. George Menkik owns Lot 2, which is right here, and it makes up roughly, let me look at my notes here, 35 acres, just over 35 acres. And then Lot 1, which the town recently purchased from George Menkik, makes up just over 10 acres, just slightly over 10 acres. What this accomplishes for the town is it creates a lot for the property we just purchased, the 10 acres, and it allows a lot that's large enough in size so that the Boulder Valley Hockey Foundation can expand their current temporary facility into a permanent 2-sheet facility at some point in the future. As part of the purchase of Lot 1 from George Menkik, the town also approved a lease agreement with Boulder Valley Hockey Foundation, which is a monthly payment to the town of $4,000 from Boulder Valley Hockey Foundation to lease the land for their building that sits on it. And then we are working with Boulder Valley Hockey Foundation on a development agreement and site plan for Lot 1, which will be coming forward at some point in the future for town consideration and possible approval. Lot 2 of this property and Lots 1 and 2 of the Biella property will, at some point, it's anticipated, come forward, hopefully as one development proposal for the proposed town center that's been talked about over the last few years with the recent vision that the Board of Trustees came up with in 2007. This minor subdivision also creates Tract A, which is this little sliver of land right there. It's just under a half acre. It provides access into Superior Plaza development, and the ownership has been retained by George Menkik for that piece of property, but we have an access agreement so that we can use that for the public to get into and out of Superior Plaza. Brad, did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
So with that, open it up to any questions the planning commissioners might have.
Yeah, that's the next item on the list. Is any questions for the applicant?
Sorry.
Is the ice, 2-sheet ice hockey rink going to take more than 35?
Yeah, yes.
No, not the 35.
The 10.
The 10?
The
10.
10.
The 10, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, with the parking and the building, it'll take up most of that
Okay.
10 acres.
Okay.
Can you kind of just point out where the entrance into the current facility is, roughly where the Brakes Bus in the old Chicago would, so is it to the?
Yeah, the Superior Plaza development's over here,
Okay.
and Marshall Road, I think, goes
Yeah,
right here,
and then turn.
and then turns on that track day.
Okay, and then so the current facility sort of sits near the bottom there.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And the intent is to build a new facility or to expand the existing facility?
It'll be a brand-new facility. They'll deconstruct the temporary facility they have and build new. When the temporary facility was constructed, it didn't have the proper foundation to where they could add material to the siding of it to make it a permanent structure, so they have to remove it completely.
Well, I think they also call this sort of like a facility that could be taken apart and moved, literally.
Yeah. The town has right of first refusal on that. If we have a use for it, someplace in town, we may decide to use that option, but we still have to work that out.
right of first refusal to locate it elsewhere?
The building.
Yeah, and use it, yeah.
Oh, use the building
Yeah.
itself.
That's pretty much.
Okay.
How's that going to affect traffic? Already kind of.
What to do with that?
Yeah. Right. Fred's right. Well, that's something that we'll have to work through when they come forward with their site development plan and their development agreement. But one of the things they've been struggling with is parking and then parking and traffic into and out of. So.
As a nearby resident, personally, I've not seen much of an impact on traffic in that a lot of it is evening hours, which is where we finally get kind of a quieted down situation from the marketplace. So I personally, coming through this intersection quite a bit, have not seen, because of the kinds of hours people are coming out for using the ice.
I think the main thing is just to jam up within the marketplace itself, like on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
One team's leaving, so all of a sudden you got 15 cars trying to get out and you're trying to get in, and so as long as they can get some kind of flow.
And that whole intersection at Marshall and McCaslin, we're going to have some changes take place there at that intersection, which we are talking about implementing a third left turn from Marshall onto McCaslin northbound. So that'll affect how we time that light on the east and west travel. So we'll have to work through that, but yeah.
Traffic circle.
Big rotary, a big roundabout.
Yeah, there you go.
We love
That would be a
roundabouts,
big
right?
one. That'd be interesting.
With 18-wheelers coming through.
Test pad.
That would be interesting.
Any other questions for the applicant, in this case, the town? So,
Is there any drainage issues with that
Yeah.
creek kind of going through there?
Yeah, there's going to be. A lot of the floodplain, there's a pretty wide floodplain that goes from west to east here. So they'll have to mitigate that.
Well, but unless they're really building below any water table level, and the water table probably does come up a fair amount there, but unless they're building a big basement
unless it's really cold and it freezes,
and
they
it
can just skate
freezes,
on it.
right, then they can just freeze it right there. But there's a difference between being in a flood zone or being in a drainage area and digging into a drainage area. And from what I see, I don't foresee that in this kind of situation.
At the most, what you might have is some parking that could fall into that. And they're talking, Drexel Barrels, they've done quite a bit of work on this property for George Menkick and looked at ways that they can maybe narrow the size of that floodplain area.
You can channel it a
Yeah.
little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are they going to protect that creek at all, or what's the plan?
Yeah.
I mean, during
One of
construction?
Stone Creek.
Well, where's the construction going to be? I guess is the other.
Yeah, they'll have to be appropriate.
I mean, there's a lot of discussion early on about just protecting that whole corridor.
Yeah. That's one of the highlights of trying to enhance the whole Coal Creek going through that property. But as far as the construction, they'll have to protect that basin there with proper silt fencing and.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I think we'll have a full-blown site plan for this thing. We'll have traffic studies, we'll have drainage studies, and the whole 9 yards. So, yeah, and they're going to have to identify where the floodplain is vis-a-vis the building, blah, and it goes on and on from there.
Any other questions? Since we basically covered item 4 and 5 and 6, we can move on to item 7. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to comment? What's that?
Have you voted on it yet?
We're not done yet.
Well, but you're going on to number 7?
I was about to move on to number 7, right?
On your list,
Not a-
he's
Oh, wait.
Talking about that,
asking
aren't you?
7 here.
No, I'm still in the public hearing.
That's what I thought.
I was saying
He's
public
got a
hearing.
different list.
I've got a cheat sheet.
He's not looking at these.
Number 7 on his list.
Number 7 on my list is,
I stand corrected.
which is, I was about to say, is there anyone in the audience who wishes to comment on the subject? And seeing none, we will move on. No rebuttal, I assume, since no one said anything. So if there's no further discussion on this public hearing is closed. And is there comments from the commission? Discussion, comments?
It's preliminary, right? Everything's
This is the final plat.
Yeah.
Plat.
Oh, I know, but
No,
site
the-
development is pretty.
Site
It's
development
not
is
a-
yet
this
to
is-
come.
Yet to come.
This is only a replat, basically a replat of the lots, that's it.
Right.
So. You're good? Everything good? Everyone good? Okay. Anyone care to
Motion?
make a motion?
Move to approve resolution number PC-3, Series 2010, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the Town of Superior approving a minor subdivision case number MSUB 2010-1.
I have a motion from Commissioner Prestisator, and a second by Commissioner McCool. Any discussion? Seeing none.
I just have one.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Section 1, it's got an A and a B, which we will remove since there aren't any conditions.
Right.
So no
We'll
conditions.
just put the minor subdivision is approved.
Right,
Take
okay.
out the rest of the wording.
Yep,
Okay.
okay. Any discussion? No? Okay, seeing none.
I have a question on the, this is the board's resolution, right?
No, that's an old, yeah, that's, yeah.
Where are we?
Okay.
I
It
guess
says
I didn't
planning-
get
it
the
says planning
resolution that they're looking at. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Oh, this guy here, okay. Yeah, no other,
We're good?
no other, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, all in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous. I think, right? That was in favor?
That was in favor, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so it's unanimous. Motion passes. Thank you. Moving on from item 5 to item 6, staff announcements, miscellaneous.
So we have an election coming up. If you haven't heard or seen the signs. Yeah, so I thought I'd just go, I don't know if everybody's aware who's running or not, but I thought I'd go through the list for you. We have 2 candidates running for mayor, Andrew Muckle and Steve Smith. And then we have 6 candidates for the 3 trustee spots. And they are Chris Hansen, Ian Elverson, George Kuffner Sr., Narayan Shrestha, thank you, Lisa Skumats, and Sandy Pennington. And then we did a candidates forum last Thursday, yeah. So it's re-airing on Channel 8.
So that must mean a couple people are not running for re-election?
Dana D'Souza. Yeah.
Oh, and George is in a position of
Yeah,
running
right.
for a seat that he sits on. basically.
Right, that he was
Right.
appointed.
And Dana's not going to. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and then we have, in addition to that, 3 ballot issues. One is on the library, property tax increase for library services. And then moving our local elections to November to try and get more people to turn out. And the last one is publication of our ordinances by title, because we spend a lot of money on publishing the entire ordinance in the newspaper. So this would allow us just to put the title, and then people could come down if they wanted more information.
Or see it on the website or something?
Or see it on the website, yeah. Just trying to save a little money. But those are the 3 ballot issues that are also on there. Any questions on any of that, on those?
The library tax, is that,
Yeah.
what's the time period on, to fund the use of Louisville for how many years? Or is
that
it
the-
just open-ended?
It's open-ended. The agreement has a, I think it's a 6-month notification period if we want to end that partnership. And then we would either need to provide library services in town or let the tax lapse or expire.
So it does allow for us to provide services in town outside of Louisville.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if we wanted to do our own building, we'd probably have to go back to the voters for
Right.
funding, but for construction. Some of the things upcoming for us are the meeting of April 6th is the day of the election, so that will be canceled because we'll be using this room until late that night.
There's times when we've moved that meeting to the Wednesday or something after. Is there something on the agenda for this that we would normally do on the 7th?
6.
On the 6th, I mean.
Not currently. We're working through Chapter 16, but it's going to take us some time, so we'll probably need till the 20th to
Okay.
get through that.
Okay.
We have the Clearwire cellular
Tower.
location application coming through, but that's scheduled for the 20th also. They were scheduled for tonight, but they weren't ready, so
Okay.
push that out to the 20th. I don't know if you've noticed, but Boulder County pushed the fence back at the Colton Trail, McCaslin location, so people could park there. That's a temporary fix, just to give people some parking spaces. We're working on an agreement with Boulder County to where the permanent trailhead will be constructed this year. So that we need to get the agreement done first, and then we can work on getting the trailhead started up. So we're working through that. And then the Parks Department's working on the 3 parks plan. I don't know, Plan Commission, I thought maybe the Parks Department could give us an update on that, maybe if you're interested in seeing it.
Yeah, so the grant application is in now,
Yeah,
and I think we won't hear till May or June, right?
Yeah.
June. So, with the GOCO.
right.
So,
And then we got the new event that's they're working towards too, so I thought maybe they could give us an update on that too.
the bike race.
Yeah, which is Memorial Day weekend, so. So those are some of the big things. The election, depending on, things might change a little bit depending on who we see get elected and what they want to see happen over the next year, but it's kind of the things we're working on now.
So is the Morgul Bismarck the same weekend as Boulder Boulder? Sounds like it is.
Yeah.
But it's Saturday, Sunday, not and the race is Monday.
I see, okay.
Foot
Yeah.
race. It's Boulder Boulder's
Right.
Monday.
I know.
Monday.
Okay.
So if you're,
So not directly in
So if you're a
competition.
rider and a runner.
yeah, if you like your exercise, that's the weekend for you.
Hey,
right there.
it's Boulder. It's Boulder County, sure.
And then the last thing I
Well,
had
Ironman guys will show up for that.
is Resolute Investments, who owns the property, Horizons Commercial, we used to call it, property. They have submitted a proposed service plan for a metro district for the financing of the infrastructure and stuff like that. So we're going through that right now. So it's moving forward at least.
I sent an article to Scott about a hotel that got financed in Broomfield, somewhere over near Flatiron, and I don't know exactly which parcel it's on. I don't know if anybody else does. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's a
A new one?
brand new hotel.
Wow.
I hadn't heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've already got 2.
I forwarded the article.
Flatiron.
The reason I know is because my company put the financing together. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that lot right,
Ask them about it.
isn't that that lot right in front of the Renaissance? I think that is zoned that way.
I don't know where it is. That's
It's
what
like
I was
zoned,
curious
yeah.
about.
Because there was a retirement center.
It's a rare event
That's right.
these
That's
days.
great.
It It is. You're right. You're right. Anything else?
I don't.
Okay. I think we got invitations, didn't we, for the planned Boulder County dinner or something? Was that on the? Did you get that? Did you guys get that? I'm not sure. I brought it with
That
me.
was last
It's on that-
month, was planned Boulder County,
The dinner? Was that last
that
month?
was last month, yeah.
Oh, I missed it. It was in this packet, so that's why
Oh,
I just glanced at it. I didn't even have a chance to
Straight
read it. But yeah, maybe it could have been.
One that was living in the packet or something.
well, and it probably was because we don't, the last time, I think, for the work sessions, we just sent it electronically.
True.
And then you don't get a packet, so you don't get your stuff out of your mailbox. That's why it's.
I'm really bad about that. I think I've gotten my stuff out of my mailbox once.
They're behind Charlie.
And maybe, yeah, maybe we can, if we have instances like that, we can send them out.
Yeah, that would be good to know about, yeah.
Okay, we'll brainstorm ideas for other remote locations to do the planning commission.
I think,
You missed it.
get Jay and
Yeah.
the
Talked about it.
cam
Yeah,
going.
we're doing the road show.
Okay.
Planning commission road show. We'll go to El Chicago or
There you go.
broadcast from
On
there.
site at someone's house.
Yeah, we're just busting in somebody's
because.
house or do a barbecue somewhere.
Good deal.
You know, who knows, right? We'll do the bike race.
If they don't want to
Broadcast
come to
live.
the planning commission, the
That's right.
planning
We'll-
commission will
we will
come to
Come to
them.
them.
That's right. That's right. Okay, thank you. I guess we're adjourned.
Thanks.
Too.